and I'm here doing a podcast with Eric Oakley and Ty Love.
Hi, I'm Ty Love. Nice to meet you.
I'm new here, so I'm not sure what the plan is. And that's good.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 5 of the Dynamic Discs Open Roundtable. I am Anthony, and it is now the morning after the final round. I am joined by Eric Oakley and Ty Love. Ty, is this your first time? I know you've been to Junior Worlds, but you haven't been to a DDO or GBO before, have you?
No, this is the first time.
Okay, so now that it's officially over, everything's happened. We're post-block party, we're post-play. What's kind of your overall impression?
I mean, I love this place. Like, it's fun. Like, every signboard you see, it's welcome disc golfers. That's crazy. Like, normally, nothing like that. So that's really cool. And then I seem to play good here, too. So I like this place.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because obviously the big, normally an elephant in the room is like kind of a bad thing. So I guess would this be, I don't know, like a giraffe in the room? That seems a little happier. What's like a big happy animal?
I mean, elephants are pretty happy. They remember everything.
But I feel like that's kind of like we got to talk about the elephant in the room is like,
I mean,
Eric shot 18 over every round.
I didn't. Turns
Okay,
out.
the big happy elephant in the room is that Ty qualified for USDGC, which
Let's
is
go.
huge.
That's crazy.
I mean, you know, Eric's never been there, clearly.
Ever.
I've never been there. So what does that feel like?
It's still like it's still sinking in. And then when somebody like after like, man, that's a long flight from Oregon to South Carolina. And that like said, I'm actually like doing that. Like we can start booking stuff for that. That's crazy. I can't believe it.
Was that even, I mean, this time last week, was that even on your mind? Was it like, you know, I'm going to try and play my best and hopefully grab one of those spots, or?
It's something that I wanted to do this season, but then also like after like some of them don't even have that option. You can't even qualify. So I didn't even think about this one, like having that chance. I just wanted to play well, make the cut. And then kind of Friday is I saw it was 2 strokes out of a USDGC spot, and I'm like, whoa, like I could actually like maybe get one.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it came down to like the last couple holes of your round, didn't it?
Yeah.
Take me through that.
Well, I was like, I kind of thought about like there's so many things like that were going through my head that final day, but then I just kind of like let it all go, and I'm like, I made the cut. This is my goal. This round's just for fun. So I didn't check scores at all. I was just going through trying to putt as good as I can coming down the stretch because you know that those mean even more.
Mm-hmm.
And I had like a 50-footer on 18, and I just laid it up. I was stoked about my round. I just wanted to be done. And so, yeah, like that, I didn't check scores. And then I was super stoked about my round. My caddy, he was telling me, like, did this and this and this, and it was sweet. And then to celebrate, we ran down to the gas station and grabbed Dr. Pepper. And then I
Choice
saw
of champions.
Yeah, of course.
It's a drink
Of
for
course.
winners.
What are you from like the 50s? It's like, yeah, me and my friends
Dude,
went down
Dr.
to
Pepper.
we went and got a pop. Like,
dude, yeah,
Okay,
Dr.
Eric,
Pepper.
he's 16. What's he supposed to do? Yeah, we celebrated, so I waited 5 years and then had a blast.
Yeah.
that's not what I meant. I just feel like it's like, what is this, a Sandlot where they like save up their nickels to go and get a pop?
I didn't even have to pay for it.
Oh,
it was great.
yes,
You
dude.
better not have to pay for it.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
And so I got that soda, and then we went back. We were watching cards come in, and then that's when like I saw it started stacking up, and I had a chance. And then I like started like felt like I was gonna throw up. Watching people come down the stretch, I thought like it was all like at that point I was so excited about my round, like I didn't want to have to like think about. And then I was just like, it's tough because while we were going to grab a Dr. Pepper, one of the guys said that if you tie for your final USDGC spot, you have to do a playoff. And that just like, I thought he was joking and like, you know, just giving me crap.
Yeah.
And then like, he's serious. And I'm like, come on, I was already.
Last thing you want to do is go
finished.
play more holes.
As soon as I tapped in, like everything that you're just holding up, like you're trying to still stay tense. Like everything from this week of just like trying to play as good as I can. I just like let it go. I'm done.
Yep.
I threw all the good shots. We're good. And then I would have to get back in that tournament mode, and it's just like I don't even think I could do that. And then like how bad would it be like play super good and then lose on a playoff, and then like I'm still stoked about everything that I played, but then that kind of leaves you like a little sad. So yeah, I was really hoping for not a playoff at all.
Especially because it came down to you and AB.
Yeah.
And like
AB on hole 1.
Yeah, you're not hurting for distance, but he's one of the only people that's threed that hole ever.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right.
I think I got to like 150 in practice after 2.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, eagle chance
Yeah.
right here. But yeah,
Well, for Macy Walker, yeah. Do you see that? The eagle she had?
What was it,
17?
17. Yeah.
That was disgusting.
sick.
Yeah.
Nuts. So Eric, you at the table, you're the only one that has been and played in USDGC before.
I've also lost in a playoff to get into USDGC. So I know that feeling hurts. But you were going to get in at some point anyways because with your play. But different story, different time. We'll talk about that later.
Okay. I wasn't going to bring that up.
That's fine.
I was going to let you be in a good mood.
I am in a great mood.
Okay. Well, then let's talk. No.
Duh.
So what talk to, I mean, you can talk to Ty, but I want to listen about like how big of a deal is it to not only qualify but to play and be at USDGC?
It's, to me, I think it has a weird thing because it's the thing that got me hooked on professional disc golf. I knew disc golf was this casual thing in my local area, but me and my buddy who got me into the sport showed me old USDGC videos, and I saw Winthrop being played in like 2005. Before you were born. 2004?
2004, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably when I was watching USDGC videos, which is insane. And I was watching this and I said, I'm watching these guys throw these big shots, these rollers, and play with all this out of bounds. And it became this level of craziness because the course that I was playing was this rinky-dink par 54, pretty easy course.
Yeah.
And I said, this is it. This is exactly what I wanted. So it's always had this prestige to it. And I think the beauty of it is you have a good mindset to go into that tournament and just play. Like you showed it here. It's really easy to come to Emporia, play in the wind, and play on a country club with lots of OB and struggle. Like a lot of players struggle. If you look at a lot of the players who, finished below you or didn't make the cut, there's some seasoned players in that mix. And if you continue that mentality everywhere you go of the result doesn't matter, I'm going to go out and do what I can do my best is going to be huge, and take that into the next tournament, take that into something like USDGC, and you'll have a really, really good option to do well. And it's a place where you're going to feel like a professional, similar to how you felt here, where it felt very big and different than maybe a local tournament that you've played. That same feeling you'll have at USDGC, and it might be amplified because it's only the pros at the event, and it's only you at the course with other players who have qualified for something prestigious. So it's, I think you're gonna be a little shocked and in awe of it, but I know you're gonna do well and you're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be sweet.
Do you remember the first time you played USDGC?
I do. So I played in the performance flight. My first season on the road when I was with Discmania, and then didn't qualify the next year, and then qualified through Monday qualifying the year after that. And that was a really, really cool thing of like, holy crap, I'm playing, and I had to earn it, and did it through Monday qualifying, which is sweet. Then qualified every year since. I remember the very first time I qualified through a tournament, and that was Santa Cruz. And it was funny because me and what's his name, Kyle Ekman, we tied round 1, we tied round 2, we tied round 3.
Nice.
And we never once played with each other that tournament. It was the craziest thing because we were like, obviously first round didn't get paired up, but tied, and then I'd be like, he'd be bottom of one card, I'd be top of the other. And then the same exact thing happened the next day. It was insane. And the tournament was all crazy. And then we both tied for the 5th spot. And they were like, usually they would like, oh, we got to do a playoff. They didn't do a playoff because of the tournament. There was a lot of things going on that year. I think that might have been the year that the whole Valerie Jenkins thing happened. Valerie Doss thing happened at Masters Cup. So then to get the story over with, we were like, oh, we're going to have you guys do a putt off because you guys tied all rounds. I was like, we're not going to do a putt off on Terry Miller, disc golf guy. And we were like, I don't feel cool about that. I don't think Kyle feels good about that. But they ended up doing the right thing. They said, we're going to give you both the spots. Like,
nice.
And like that was the right thing to do because I was like, I don't want to do virtual putting to figure out a USDGC spot. Like, and we weren't going to play any tournaments because he was in SoCal and I was headed up to Oregon. It was like we were just too far away from each other. Cool things. But that was a cool thing to qualify. And going into that same tournament, I didn't have the mindset of like, I need to go get a USDGC spot. It was, I'm going to play. Whatever happens, happens. So I think that's the true thing because I've seen players on tour who are checking their phones on hole 12 and they're like, oh, man, I'm like good 2 strokes out. And then it's like, why think about that?
You're just
was that going to change how you played any of the holes? No, you're probably trying to play the hole for birdie anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So go do that. Like it's not going to change anything. And that's a good mentality. I almost did the same thing yesterday, but I kind of knew coming down the stretch, I picked up a couple bogeys in the wind and I was like, I probably played myself out of it, but I was like, just don't look. You're going to try and birdie 17. You're going to try and birdie 18.
Right.
And that's all you can do.
Right. Because those holes aren't, I mean, aside from a miracle, like they're not eagleable.
No.
You'd have to throw it in.
Yeah, exactly. What is going to change my tee shot or approach?
Right.
Literally nothing. Yeah. So I think that's something to take away is understanding that you pressing isn't really going to do much because if the hole isn't actually eagleable, just play it how you practiced it.
Mm-hmm.
I think every hole and every course that we play, there is probably 95% of holes that everyone in the field can birdie. And I would put there's a very small percentage of holes that it's just they don't feel attainable. So again, that doesn't change anything you should be doing.
Right.
Man, we got deep. Let's go. So deep. Oh, morning. I had my coffee. I'm feeling so good. So sick.
Okay, so let's bring it back to DDO a little bit. And Ty, I want to hear about your last round. It was, I forget the exact wind speeds, but we'll just call it very.
Stupid.
It was many miles an hour wind. Are you comfortable in the wind, or you're just like, all right, I'm taking my most overstable thing, hammering it, and just doing that?
Yeah, I was a lot less comfortable on day one when I thought it was going to rain because in like Oregon it rains, but that's on like the other side of the mountains where I live. It doesn't rain at all much, and it's super windy. So it's just like this, except we don't have like green grass. But coming into it, like I knew if it was going to be windy, I had a better chance than most people, just because like you have to like I have to play good like at home course. Like still got to throw the shots no matter how windy it is, and it'll get like 20 pretty easily out there. So I was a lot less comfortable going into Wednesday's round because I thought it was going to rain and I wasn't excited for that. I think I've literally played one full round where it's rained the entire time.
Really?
Yeah, I played a tournament round where it sprinkled and I tried to use an umbrella. Didn't really work. Put it back down. Yep. But yeah, in the wind, like my game plan when I was playing country club, and I've watched so many hours of coverage on country club, getting ready for Junior Worlds. I just watched tons of coverage. And I feel like I've played like thousands of rounds in my head there.
Sure.
So like I knew going into it, especially in practice, to look at, okay, if it's going to be windy, where's my layup zone here, or is it anything going to change? And so I felt pretty comfortable, and especially like my discs, I knew like that comes pretty easily to me. Like if I'm gonna throw, okay, this is a headwind, so I'm gonna throw this defender on this angle, and it just comes out like that. So I felt comfortable going into the final day.
Yeah, was defender kind of your MVP yesterday?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, defender, and then I had a really stable Lucid X Enforcer.
Okay,
that helped a lot. Yeah,
nice. I'm glad you didn't say felon.
I actually didn't have a felon in my bag for this tournament,
Nice.
and it's probably the first one in like a couple years. So
not.
I got you one, right?
yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah, that'll be in my bag.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good.
All
Yeah.
right, well, that's all the
So-
time we have for Ty. Ty, you're free to go. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm out. Am I out?
No, you're good.
Oh,
I'm just messing
staying.
with you. I just don't want Eric to beat me up after this for ragging on felons. So we've talked to Eric a
Bag
little
of
bit.
felon.
You're right. I do. I don't want people to know that. Okay, we've talked to Eric about Jones Gold a little bit, and I've talked to pretty much everybody about Gold and Country Club, but I want to get your thoughts, Ty. Did you prefer one or the other? Did you think one was easier, one was harder? What's your kind of thoughts on the two courses?
Jones Gold was a lot easier to like string them together, and if you were on that day, it was going to show. Like you could get 7, 8 in a row, and I think like the first day I got like 6 in a row. So like that, like if you were on, you could score really well there, and if you're a little bit off and like you kind of tried to push, like you wouldn't string them together, and like Rick put up a 15, you had to. You had to get birdies after birdie after birdie, and if you get a bogey, you have to follow it up with 5 birdies.
And he only made up like 2 or 3 strokes on like the main people,
Right.
shooting 15,
Right.
which is nuts.
Yeah, and so going into that, like I knew I had to score well, so there's a little bit of pressure there. Country Club, I felt like I could play, like I was definitely comfortable there because I knew that, you know, I felt the wind and the out of bounds. Like my home course, like I have a course at my house, and it's got wind and out of bounds. And so, like, that's what I know. And so I knew that going into it that I was better prepared than most people because if I know how to react. Like, you can't, like, the wind is just going to do stupid stuff. You can't think you did everything. And then,
Right.
like, you can't expect perfection in the wind or anything even close. So I knew going into that, like, I could react better after bad breaks than most people, and I could just like mentally, I felt like I could beat them, and then that would transfer into scores. So I felt like I had a better chance to catch up at Country Club, and I did that. So
Okay. So
Yeah.
were you just kind of, I don't know, maintaining isn't the right word, but just kind of like
being
playing.
there,
Yeah, you're right. Just kind of
yeah,
getting
I
through
was
it.
just trying to put in 2 rounds that didn't take me out of it.
Yeah.
Like you didn't want to shoot like 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think I shot a 7 and 4, and so like 7 felt really good. I think I was 8 for 12 to start, which was really good, and finished bad. And then the next day I kind of had like a mediocre middle, like where I got 6 birdies and then a couple bogeys. So like that was just a little bit tougher. I don't play a ton of par 4s, especially where it's like that distance of like 200. Like most of the holes that I play, you know, par 3s are like 325, 330. And so that coming into a green, throwing 330s, like it feels a little bit more comfortable
Sure.
than throwing like a 200-foot pitch shot. And so having to play to a landing zone where your first shot is pretty important. Like most par 4s, it's just chuck a drive and then figure out an upshot.
Right.
But this, like your drives needed to be in the right landing zones for you to have that next shot. And so that was tough, and that's something I need to work on. But that was definitely tougher to string them together. And then at Country Club, you could just, you know, you pick up one here, you pick up one here, and then you're back in the mix.
Okay. Would you agree, Eric? Is that kind of the same mindset that you had through things?
Absolutely. I think Country Club swings a little bit more. When you shoot a good round, you 100% gain ground. If you shoot an okay round, you generally stay where you're supposed to be. And you might lose a couple spots. You might even gain some spots. But I don't know. I mean, I shot 2 over yesterday, and I dropped 10 spots. Like, that's crazy. If I would have shot 2 over at Jones, I would have dropped like all the spots.
Just gone.
Yeah.
You're in a new division. Back to advanced.
Totally. So it's an interesting level of when we talked about it. I think it was with Chris that we wanted courses that challenged us more, that didn't make it so tight at the top, because we want to feel those separations when we do play good. Like if you know, as Ty did, he shoots a good round on the final day and able to, you know, get him into a USDGC spot, catapult him a little bit more after that 7 he shot the day before. Had we been at Jones Gold, he shot a similar round. He might have only moved up 2 or 3 spots, and then we're not talking about, you know, those amazing things that you achieved. that's the type of golf I think that a lot of us on tour embrace, because I don't know, you see it, you earn it a little bit more, rather than, it's like, well, you kind of threw the disc sideways, but you weren't out of bounds and you didn't get punished and you got the same score as me. It's like, that's what we don't want. Country club definitely punishes in that way, and I think the more I think about it, the more I think it's up there with one of the best tracks we play for competition. It might not be the most fun track to play all the time, especially with the wind. We can all kind of agree to that. It's like, it gets windy, you're like, this is a grind. But as it goes, like, I feel like it offers such an amazing level of competition, and that's exactly what we're hoping for with future courses, I think. So it's been a home run in my opinion.
Cool. Well, as we wrap up, I want to know what's next for you guys. Eric, I think you're headed out west. Ty, you are obviously headed out west, as that's where you live. But where's the next time that we'll be able to watch or see you guys play?
For me, Portland Open, and then the Resistance Discs Open. That one's coming. And then Worlds after that. So those are my next big three. And then USDGC.
Let's go, dude.
Dude, that's crazy.
Well, hey, if you ever decide to come out to any of the other events in the Midwest, or get into anything, or come out to the New England area, hit me up. We can figure it out. We'll have a full car, but we'll make the most of it, because I feel like getting you out on the road is going to be big. And I know you probably have aspirations of making disc golf the thing, right?
Yep.
Dude, well,
It's
let's
going to
make it
cost you
happen.
one USDGC invite. And you're welcome anytime in
I'm
Eric's
gonna go.
car.
I'm gonna go earn it. I got a bunch of opportunities. He's gonna have less, which is good. Yeah, I'm gonna be at Goat Hill. I'm gonna be at OTB, Santa Cruz, Portland Open. I might not do Resistance. I'm up in the air on that. I do want to support Jeff Corns and his crew, but also I could go home, quote unquote, to Salt Lake City. See my family, and maybe have Tina fly in, and we can spend some time in the mountains. It would be nice. So a lot of things. I'm going to be on it for a while, but yeah, good things.
Cool. Yeah. Eric, Ty, thank you both for joining me. You both shot very well. Congratulations on that. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening along.
Hey,
Whoa,
Tony.
AJ,
I'm ready.
what are you doing here?
I'm ready.
You ready to go?
I'm ready.
You want to close the show for us?
No, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, guys, for watching the Tony's Roundtable discussion.
You might need to get a little bit lower.
Thanks, guys, for watching.
Yeah, deeper.
Thanks, guys, for watching Tony's Roundtable discussion here at the Dynamic Discs Open. And, oh, yeah, now I'm in frame. So, Eric, gas pedals on the right?
Yes.
All right, cool. I think I figured out how to drive your car.
Let's go to California.
Let's go!
Okay, thanks.